Oh, and Commissioner Keen's joining now too, so. Chair, we are ready for you when you are.
All right. I'm good to go. All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Chair French convening the regular business meeting of the Kansas Corporation Commission for March 5th, 2026. Apologies, we had some technical difficulties, but we are all ready to go at this time. So on today's agenda, we have 18 consent agenda items. We have one noticed item. We will begin with our consent agenda. Commissioners, you've had let me actually, before I launch into the consent agenda, let me note that we had a request from staff to remove two items from our consent agenda. They are items 1 and 2, and those are in docket numbers 26 CONS 3260 CPEN and 26 CONS 3261 CPEN. So I will be removing those from the consent agenda and we will be passing over those. So with that, commissioners, do you have any questions about the remaining 16 items on the consent agenda? And I will begin with Commissioner Keither.
No question.
And Commissioner Keen.
No questions. I would move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second to approve the 16 items on the consent agenda, removing items 1 and 2. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. The order is approved, or the consent agenda is approved. We now move to our one noticed item. This is in docket number 24 SUNW 590 SHO, and this is a proposed order on unanimous settlement agreement in that docket. And our presenter is Mr. Aaron Bailey. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning. Yes, as you all are aware, back in February and March of 2024, Commission staff issued a show cause order to Sundowners, Inc., which owns and operates a water and sewer system in a trailer park in Saline County, after receiving complaints about the water quality. In May 2024, Sundowner filed an application for a certificate of convenience and necessity to operate the system. After rounds of discovery, staff filed a report and recommendation expressing significant concerns regarding Sundowner's managerial and financial capacity to operate the system. Ultimately, staff recommended denying the certificate due to these concerns and recommended that fines be levied if Sundowner could not transfer the system to a qualified operator. Several parties were granted intervention due to the money it was owed for performing work on the system. All parties then conducted settlement negotiations and ultimately filed the unanimous settlement agreement that's before you today. The settlement involves Sundowner transferring the system to an entity called Pleasant Hill to then eventually be transferred to a water improvement district. Pleasant Hill is the court-appointed receiver in a lawsuit in Saline County, and it has filed for and received a temporary certificate from the commission just a few days ago in a related docket. According to the settlement, upon effectuating the transfer, the parties request that this docket be dismissed and that Sundowner and its owner do not receive any fines from the commission. We are recommending approval of the settlement as it is supported by substantial competent evidence, namely staff's 2 very thorough and comprehensive R&Rs, and it will be in the public's interest by allowing the system to be operated by a qualified manager. The parties would be directed to file notice upon completion of the transfer so the docket could then be closed. So with that, I can answer any questions that you might have.
All right, thank you, Aaron. Are there any questions on this item, beginning with Commissioner Keither?
No questions, but thanks, Aaron. This was a lot of work.
A lot of work from staff, sure.
Yeah.
And Commissioner Keen.
No questions. I would move approval of the order.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second to approve the order as described in this docket. Is there any further discussion of the motion? I'll just add, similar to Commissioner Keither's comments, I am very aware of all the work that staff put into this. It was a lot. It was a lot of travel. It was a lot of meetings. It was a lot of phone calls to try to get some resolution here, which I know was very important to everyone involved in this situation. So recognize all their work, but recognize all the work of many stakeholders that went into this to try to move this along and move it toward a resolution that's acceptable for those involved. So, not adding anything on top of it. Just want to recognize that a lot of people worked really hard to get a resolution here. So that's my only comment. If there is no further discussion, I believe we have a motion and a second. So all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. The order is approved. With that, we have come to the conclusion of everything noticed on today's business meeting agenda. If there's nothing further to come before us this morning, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you all. Take care.
Bye.
Take care.